back to my channel. So this week I am embarking on this journey of doing a week in the life of a UX designer. So I'll be documenting my week and take you guys along with me through my work week. I previously made a day in the life of a UX designer, and that video, you guys loved it, and I feel like a day doesn't really show everything that we do, and I feel like a week paints a better picture of what a UX designer actually do. I'll highlight on the job itself rather than me doing random activities like yoga or something, which I don't do, but I probably should. Yeah, so I really want to focus on like what my week actually look like in terms of my job, so to give you guys a better sense of what a UX designer does. So this is my week at a glance. This week there is a lot more meetings than my other weeks. As you can see, most of my meetings are concentrated in the mornings, which is nice because that means in the afternoon I have more uninterrupted focus time. And then usually I have most meeting on Tuesday, but for some reason this week it looks like Thursday for me. Like my day is practically all meetings on Thursday. And then on Fridays we have a no meeting policy after 12 p.m. So I love that because that means I have a good chunk of time to be focused and then get into flow state. And I use Notion to manage my to-do list and document my tasks. I start the week by writing down all of my weekly tasks for all of my active projects on one side of my Notion to-do list. Then after that, I put all of my meetings on my to-do list for each day. That way I can jot down how many focused non-meeting hours that I have to actually do design work. From there, I look at my weekly task and then bring over these tasks to my daily to-do section. I usually do this on a day-by-day basis after I put it in all the meetings, rather than planning for the whole week on like a Monday or something, because things tend to change, especially these meetings get smoothed around. I don't want to spend too much time planning things that could change. So for the most part, I just get a general idea of how much time I have this week to do design work, and then we'll just go from there. Happy Monday! So it's been a very Monday morning for me. This morning I forgot my computer password, so I had to get in touch with IT and get that sorted out to access my computer. But anyways, so what does my day look like today? I've been trying to start my day a little bit earlier, but lately I've been starting my day around the time that my first meeting starts, which is at 10 a.m. Every day at 10 a.m. the design team meets, and sometimes we do stand-ups, sometimes we do UX community where we share our work and try to get feedback. But on Mondays we do UX Kanban. We kind of make sure the whole team gets together and move their projects and make sure it's updated so we know what everyone's working on. I also have meetings with engineers, like their stand-up. Sometimes I don't join them if I'm like too busy. So I typically don't have this many meetings, but today I have meeting to test out our own features, and then also I have a refinement meeting with an engineering team. So I'll make sure that all the projects that we're discussing during that meeting, my files and my designs are up to date. I have a webinar for telling a compelling user story. So it's more of just a continuous education type of thing. Then I also have a one-on-one with a new UI designer that joined last week. With all of these meetings, I have 3 focus hours. During those 3 focus hours, I'll be working on ideating one of the projects I'm working on. And then another thing, if I have time, is to research and look into one of the user pinpoint that we came across. So I might be looking into that. Oh, and I can see the past conversation.
I can see both sides, because if they rely on just the email, then it could be organized so they know exactly like which ones they like clicked on. Versus the in-app alert, it could be a mixed match of both. Like, did I take care of this while it was coming in, or or did I not?
Maybe for V1, just go with that and see what happens. So plot twist, one of my meeting, which is the refinement meeting with the engineers, got canceled. So during the refinement meeting, we usually go through the features and designs for the next sprint, and then the engineers would give me their feedback on things if it's too technically difficult or if they have any questions. I'm there to answer for them. So I'm mainly there to answer questions and also to receive feedback on the design and then see if there's anything I need to change. But yeah, that meeting got canceled, which is great because it's a Monday and I am not ready for a 1 hour meeting. That means I have 1 hour back, so now I have 4 hours of focus time. So yeah, things are constantly changing, so just gotta go with the flow. Lunch time prepared by the boyfriend. Good morning! It's Tuesday and we have ourselves a very gloomy day today. So what am I doing today? It's actually 11 a.m. This morning I just spent my morning catching up on Slack. One of the engineers had a blocker, so I was just helping him through that. I also organized myself for the day, and then I had a stand up with 2 engineering teams. So what am I doing for the rest of the day? Well, at 11:45 I have another stand up with the whole UX team. Usually in the mornings I meet with the UX design team, and that is like just the designers. So on Tuesdays we have a meeting with all of UX. So that includes UX researcher and UX content writers. We just meet and then talk about what we're doing for the week. Mainly just to get us to see each other at least like once a week. My hand got tired. So today I have 4 to 5 focus hours. I'll be continuing on the project that I was working on yesterday. Got a lot of feedback and I want to make sure that I'm in a good place for my meeting with my PM tomorrow. But before I work on that, I want to switch gears and actually look into the pinpoint that I mentioned yesterday. I didn't get to that yesterday, so I want to look into that and document the user journey and the user flow for that one. I think it's good sometimes to like switch gears, so when you go back to something you're working on before, you have a fresh set of eyes, or else I tend to like dwell too long on it. So yeah, but then if I have time, I'm going to work on this big projects that is kind of just constantly on my to-do list. The PM and I actually initiated this project. We've been working on it for a couple months already, but we want to change a huge part of the current app. We pitched it initially already, and then we did the usability testing comparing the old design with the new design, and the new design performed better. We share our results from the usability testing, and we got the blessing from the stakeholder to go forth with the new design. But there are some considerations that was brought up during that meeting, and I want to solve for those and make sure those considerations are adjusted in the new design. So that's kind of just always on my to-do list, so whenever I have time, I will go back and work on that. Meeting-wise, I don't have much more meetings. I only have one more one-on-one with my manager, which is at 3:30 today, and then I actually might go and stop by the office today. 2 of our new UX designer are there, and I think it'd be nice to go in there and meet them. And also, I haven't met everyone on the team. I've only met a couple of them, so I live very close to the office, so I think whenever there is an opportunity, I should stop by and at least meet everyone one time. Cool. So everyone left, and I think I'm the only person in the office, which is kind of creepy. Wow, I did not expect to stay in the office for this long. It's already like 5:16. I didn't get to look into the user pinpoint again today. I definitely have to tomorrow because I need to make sure I know what's going on by Thursday. I ended up working on the big project that I mentioned to you guys this morning, and the UI director was here today, so we had some great conversations. I enlisted his help for this challenge that I'm working on. Happy hump day! It's Wednesday and I feel like this week is going by so slowly. It feels like such a long week, and I think it's because I'm trying to film a day in the life UX designer video while working. And yeah, anyways, what am I working on today? So today I have a lot of meetings. I have a lot of meetings today and tomorrow, and this is not normal. Like, my week doesn't usually look like this, but I think it's because it's the end of the quarter and we're trying to make sure we have all these discussions and we're ready and have things that we're committed to for Q3. And my PM is also leaving next week for a vacation, so she's trying to get all of these meetings in today or this week. But this morning I had 3 stand-ups, 2 with the engineering team and 1 with the UX designer team. You guys get the drill. I have those almost every day. At 11 a.m. today, I actually have a design sync with my PM and content strategist. So we meet weekly, and it's an hour meeting where I share things that I'm working on, show them the design, and then we'll have a discussion around it. Sometimes they'll give me feedback, and then sometimes we confirm that it's good to go. And also during that meeting, my PM will bring up new pinpoints, new projects, or new tickets that she needs designs for. So it's kind of like a kickoff meeting, so I can get a general sense of what the problem is. This is not the only time we talk about these problems. Most likely I'll have to go back and think about it more and then bring up more points to talk about during the next meeting. It's a combination of kickoff discussions and status design update discussion. But this week we're actually doing something different. We're doing a retro this week. I suggested last week because I feel like there's always ways for us to improve and work better as a team, especially with the team growing. We want to make sure we're scaling properly and have the right process in place. At 12:15, I am joining an interview for a software engineer. Basically, it's like a team fit, one of the last stage interviews. The engineering manager reached out to me yesterday to ask me if I can join. This engineer will work closely with our team, so it would be nice if I'm there. At 2 p.m., I am meeting with a senior UX designer. We have a monthly meeting to just chat. So we have like tea time together and just talk about random things that are on our mind, just so there's like a way for us to connect, especially since we're remote most of the time. And then at 3 p.m., I have another meeting with my PM. So basically, because the design sync is taken over by the retro, we're going to talk about this feature that I'm working on, and make sure we're aligned, and I give her the most updated iteration because at 3:30 p.m. we have a refinement with the engineering team, so we want to make sure that we're on the same page before that refinement meeting. Yeah, that's all of my meetings for today. I'd probably be pooped by all the meetings, so I don't think I'll get a lot done in terms of like design work. I think sometimes having a guard, like a rail around our discussion will be helpful, because if we're working on something and then what we really can do in this time frame is this thing, having that guard helps to make sure we're making actionable decisions and having discussion around that. And then we can still talk more about future state and like what that could be like, but kind of just time box that discussion, have the best solution for what we can do in this specific time frame.
Not just time boxing our discussions, but also scope boxing them.
To a certain extent, right? Like we don't want to be too constricting, but I think it helps to have some kind of boundaries.
Actually, like what you would want to accomplish, time boxing it like that will kind of organize my thoughts, and I was like, ooh, this is a great idea, now that I yeah, I love that, yeah. One of the aspects I've had recently was...
Yeah, one thing I just thought of is like parking lots. We can have parking lots in our meetings, like so that way we don't like crush creative ideas, right? Like let's parking lot this for, and then set aside time just to talk about it, so we can also be more expansive and be more creative.
Like it's not as flexible. I also think
Okay, so I already finished lunch, and the interview that I was supposed to have got moved from lunchtime to like the end of the day at 4. Something happened with scheduling, recruiting or something, but yeah, that's that. I mentioned it in the beginning that like my day can switch around really quickly. That's why I don't plan for the whole week. If you're a UX designer, or anybody really, working in the professional world, is to be adaptable and flexible. So yeah, this week's a perfect example. And again, and also it's actually not normal for things to move around so much. So I think she printed it twice. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, dark mode, can we please have this? Like, it was just more fun because like visually you see something that's like completely different with what we have, and automatically that feels like innovative. So yeah, I can see how it could be a distraction. Yeah, looking forward to next month. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, bye. Have a good one. That was a long day, and yeah, so I did end up looking into the pinpoint that I talked about all week long, and I have thoughts about it and have a general idea of how we can solve for it and maybe make the experience a little bit better. It's already 6 and I don't feel like creating screens and stuff to show what I'm thinking, so in my meeting tomorrow I might just kind of verbally explain it. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Happy Thursday! So I'm just going to keep it short. Today is a day full of meetings. I only have 1 hour and 30 minutes break, so I am going to be realistic here and not pressure myself to actually get work done. I'm just going to accept that I'll be learning and be meetings all day. So in the morning, my first meeting is at 9:30, and we have like a bi-weekly meeting with the product and UX team for the product that I'm working on. So in this 1 hour meeting, we all come in to pitch pinpoints and things that we observe that aren't the best user experience, and we have a minute to pitch those pinpoint and explain why it's important and why we should try to fix it. And once we prioritize the one that we as a team want to fix. The PM who was facilitating it was assigned it to different people, and sometimes this eventually end up being in a list of things that engineers can work on when they have downtime, or if it's big enough, it will become the commitment for next quarter. Then I have AM stand-ups, and then at 11 a.m. a team who has been doing comparative analysis for onboarding will be sharing their findings, and then we're going to see what we can try to learn from that and incorporate it into our onboarding experience. And then at 1 p.m. I have a meeting with engineering team. So there's this feature that I'm working on, and they provided feedback for me 2 weeks ago. So my initial design increased the scope by about 2 weeks, so I want to figure out an elegant solution that accomplishes the goal and is still within the technical constraints and still provide user a good experience. It was actually really fun for me to take on that challenge and try to figure out how I can accomplish all of that. And I will be sharing my updated design at this meeting. And then at 3 p.m. I'll be meeting with a new UX designer just to get to know her. She started like 2 weeks ago, and I want to make her feel welcome. So we're doing like a quick 30-minute one-on-one. Lastly, at 4 p.m. I will be having UX community. The design team gets together for an hour on Thursday to share their design, get feedback, and then bring up things to discuss. It's also a time for me to see and learn from other designers as well. And then at 5 p.m. we have a debrief for an interview that I did yesterday. So yeah, that's my day. Thank you guys for the feedback last time. Actually, I think this is really helpful. It doesn't include the new element, and hopefully that will decrease the scope. So here you see that the search is still within the drop-down. It's not a complete new component that we have to worry about. And then from here, the user can either just type or copy and paste. So hopefully this simplifies it a little bit. So I started in November, so it was like actually a really good time because I just had a lot of time just to learn. It's like holiday season, like December, like we're not really that busy. Yeah, right. I think it's beneficial for everyone to have a good onboarding period and like really just learn. So I would say like the first 30 to 60 days, just focus on learning. Like that was my goal. She's like already so giggly. I can just imagine her just giggling the whole time. Yeah, that was a goal too. Sometimes during our weekly discussion, we have an hour and it gets a bit derailed and we don't come to consensus of what we can do immediately in this specific time frame. So having the parking lot helps with like, okay, like I hear you, let's put this in the parking lot and let's revisit this later. I bought these books yesterday with my education stipend. Design for Real Life, Design for Emotions, Better Onboarding, and Just Enough Research. Yeah, I'm so excited to like go through them. I love how things from A Book Apart have like the same look. So it feels like a new school year, and then I got all my textbook. Hi, it's Friday. So today I finally don't have meetings all day today. I actually only have my morning stand-ups, which is from 10 to 11. So that means I have like 6 to 7 focus hours. I already used some of that time this morning to organize my notes. Like I was in a lot of meetings this week and I kind of scribbled down notes quickly. So this morning I just organized it all, make sure I'm on top of things, and also making sure that I listed down all the things that I need to take action on. So for the rest of my focus time today, first I'll be working on making small changes to a couple of my design files that are already in a very finalized state. So those would be quick, small changes. And then once I'm done with that, I will be working on 1 to 2 design problems. And those is going to be like more of a deep dive brainstorming, exploring different solutions, and creating flowcharts and just like deep work for about an hour. I will probably do more like admin tasks, so I need to put in some of the things that I want to expense. So the book that I brought, and also I went to the office today, so my ride to and from the office, I can't expense that. So I need to put that into the system. And also today's Friday, so at the end of the week I like to kind of reflect on this week, write down some stuff, and figure out what my next week look like. So I've been putting off putting in my expenses for like 2 months, and the day that I decided to actually do it, decided it's down. But yeah, I didn't get to do as much as I wanted. I did get a lot of small tasks done, and I think it's just that I've been in meetings all week and they're kind of piling up. It was really hard for me to get into like a very design brainstorming state, but I'm just going to take it easy and call it a week, and then start off fresh next week, and then I have a feeling that I'll get a lot done next week. Also, I want to start this book this weekend, Designing for Emotions. I was just like flipping through it earlier and then kind of glancing at it and the different things that's in there, and like it looks super interesting. That was my week. Thank you guys for watching. I initially planned to kind of go over how I like wrap up my week and what I do to kind of reflect on the week and plan for the next one. But this A Week in the Life video of a UX designer is already so long, and I feel like I can just save that for another time. And I hope my video is helpful and you have a good idea of what a UX designer does. So again, this week it's a bit crazy because it's end of Q2 and my PM's going on PTO next week, so I had a lot more meetings than normal. But I think, you know, these abnormal week is still part of what a UX designer does. I hope this video still gave you a good idea and that you really enjoyed it, because I have so much fun doing this whole entire week. See you guys later. Bye. Ooh, I feel like I'm at a stage where I can be like, please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Yay! Because I worked really hard on this video. I really want a lot of people seeing it and like learning from it and stuff. So, and if you have any comments, questions that you have, or just anything you want to say, just note it down in the comment section below. Okay, bye!